I'd like to again thank you all for joining us for this very special occasion, and I'd like to recognize a few special people in the audience. We're joined by several members of our Board of Trustees. Gary Bonnewell, class of 1979, honorary degree recipient and past chair of the board, and also most recently, although he did it from quarantine, was our Founders Day speaker and received the Wesley Award. So thank you, Gary. Susan Goode, again, we thank you for this beautiful building. You and David have been so generous to us. Jim Schumedine, where's Jim? Jim's over here also. Trustee Emerita, Susan Beverly, class of 1972. And if you have not had the opportunity, please stop next door to see Susan T. Beverly Hall. The original Fine Arts building on campus has been renovated beautifully, and we thank Susan for her generosity. We, of course, are also joined by current board member Tasso Paphites, class of 1979, and trustee emerita Joan Brock. But more on those two inductees will be mentioned in a little bit. I'd also like to recognize members of the President's Cabinet who are here today. Kim Hammer, Vice President for Advancement and Special Assistant to the President. Keith Moore, Vice President for Campus Life and Operational Management. Maynard Schaus, Vice President for Academic Affairs. Mary Ryberg, Vice President for Finance. Heather Campbell, class of 2004, Vice President for Enrollment. And you'll hear in a few moments from Andrea Hoover Erbig, our Executive Director of Intercollegiate Athletics. I'd also like us to remember someone who's not in the audience today. Our campus community lost Don Forsyth earlier this year, and his loss is felt especially at events like this. Don was a member of the inaugural class of the Athletic Hall of Fame after serving as Virginia Wesleyan's athletic director for almost 30 years. When Don was well enough, a highlight of his year was always to travel to VWU from his home in Pennsylvania for the Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony. So please join in a moment of silence in Don's memory. Thank you. We continue to experience a period of dramatic transformation here at Virginia Wesleyan University. And if you'll indulge me for a moment, I'd like to share some of the exciting updates and announcements. As you're on campus this weekend, you'll likely walk around over on the quad, and we'll see the ongoing construction of Brock Commons. Brock Commons is named in honor of longtime VWU trustee and benefactor Joan P. Brock. The Brock Commons addition is a part of a broader renovation and upgrade to both the Boyd Dining Center and the Jane P. Batten Student Center that began in 2019. The expansion will provide a beautiful new main entrance to both facilities from the campus quad and beautiful banquet space that I'm sure we'll use next year for the Athletic Hall of Fame. Brock Commons is the final phase of renovations and expansion to our university dining facilities that was outlined in our campus master plan. As you know, we've been very busy fulfilling our campus master plan. Friends and supporters like you have made so much possible at Virginia Wesleyan, especially in intercollegiate athletics over the last several years. We now have Town Bank Arena in the Jane P. Batten Student Center. We have Town Bank Park, featuring Kenneth R Perry Field for baseball and Tom and Betty Broyles Field for our 3-time national championship softball team. Brandon, are you awake back there? You were supposed to start. The Betty S. Rogers Track and Field Center, Birdsong Field, the Everett Tennis Center, the addition of intercollegiate men's and women's swimming programs, upgrades to the locker rooms in Town Bank Arena, and also improvements in the Trinder Center, the Bonnewell Athletic Training Room, and finally, I'm delighted to share the recent naming of another athletic facility on campus to be known as the Taso Pefiti Soccer Complex. The Pefiti Soccer Complex will encapsulate Foster Field and the Trinder Center, and with this naming comes a new scoreboard, signage, and further upgrades to the Trinder Center locker rooms and restroom facilities. And we're grateful to Tasso and his family for their continued support of Virginia Wesleyan University and athletics, so I thank you. All of these incredible additions and modernizations to our athletic facilities have been made possible from contributions from alumni and friends like you, so we say thank you to all of you. At this time, I'd like to welcome our new athletic director, Andrea Hoover-Erbig, Executive Director of Intercollegiate Athletics, to say a few words. Andrea?
Thank you, Dr. Miller. Good morning. I am pleased to be here for this very special occasion. These days are the best days. Today we welcome the 13th class of inductees to the Virginia Wesleyan University Athletic Hall of Fame. It is with great pride that we honor these 6 inductees who tell the story of excellence at Virginia Wesleyan and truly represent our university's rich history. Let me take a moment to recognize those who helped make the Athletic Hall of Fame possible. Gary Bonnewell, class of '79, and his wife Debbie. Dawn and Diana Forsyth. Larry and Mary Lou Hultgren. Tasso Paphites, class of '79. Sam Snow, class of '77. Jason and Christine Williams, classes of '95 and '97. And Bill Willard, class of 1982. I would also like to recognize my colleagues who served on the Athletic Hall of Fame committee for our 2021 inductions. Those who are here today, please stand as your name is called. Robert D. Fox, alumnus from the class of 1994, and member of the men's tennis team from 1992 to 1994. Bobby was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2010. Larry Hultgren, VWU's longest tenured faculty member. And one of our faculty athletic representatives. Dr. Hultgren was inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame in 2016. Dave Macedo, Virginia Wesleyan University's head men's basketball coach. Marie Nicolo, alumna, class of 1996. Elise Scripter, VWU Director of Athletic Communications. Henry Watts, VWU Board of Trustee Emeritus and honorary degree recipient in 2007. Bill Willard, alumnus from the class of 1982 and member of the golf team from 78 to 82. Bill was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2013. And finally, Lori Harris, class of 1994, Associate Vice President for Advancement and Executive Director of Alumni Relations, and President Scott Miller, both of whom serve on the Athletic Hall of Fame Committee as ex officio members. Now we are pleased to welcome Jason Seward, Associate Vice President for Campus Life and Operational Management and an alumnus from the class of 2005, as our Master of Ceremonies today.
Thank you, Coach. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. That's pretty good. It's 10:30. I'll take it. Good morning. So glad to be here with you. So nice to see you in such a powerful room here. The Brandon Elliott at the back table there. Coaching staff breaking out their one set of dress clothes that they own for the year. So again, I'm so thrilled to be back here with you for Virginia Wesleyan University, the Athletic Hall of Fame. The Athletic Hall of Fame was established to recognize those who, by outstanding achievements in athletics, by service to athletics, or through significant contributions to athletics, have made lasting contributions to Virginia Wesleyan's Intercollegiate Athletic Program. Please let's take a moment to recognize previously inducted members of the Athletic Hall of Fame who have joined us here today. Please stand as I call your name. Tina Clark Milligan, class of '88. Tasso Pafitis, class of '79. Our Wesleyan faculty staff inductees here today, Larry Holgren, Dr. Holgren, and Conrad Parker. Congratulations once again to all of you. Today we are here to recognize and celebrate 3 former Marlin athletic greats, along with benefactors Joan P. and Tassos J. Paphites, class of 1979 and a 2011 athletic inductee, and former Marlin athletic director legend Joanne Wren. Who are being honored today for their decades of significant support to the university's intercollegiate athletic program, setting the stage for the success of our student athletes. I would like to invite President Miller to share a few words in honor and recognize Ms. Brock and Mr. Pafitis.
The benefactor category of the Virginia Wesleyan University Athletic Hall of Fame recognizes inductees for their outstanding philanthropic contributions of resources, time, and ardent support to the university's intercollegiate athletics program. Joan, will you please join me at the podium? The strength of Virginia Wesleyan University today can be traced in significant ways to the leadership and support of Trustee Emerita Joan Brock and her late husband Macon. Many aspects of the university have benefited from their genuine interest in students, programs, and facilities. Kenneth R Perry Field at Town Bank Park is named for Joan's late father, who was a member of the Virginia Wesleyan University Board of Trustees from 1991 to 2004, and the first recipient of an honorary Doctor of Laws degree in 2002. Improvements to Perry Field in 2016 honored the former board member's service and dedication to the university. Many of our students live in Brock Village. The campus community and others enjoy the Joan and Macon Brock Theater. The endowment for the Robert Nussbaum Center and also the Joan and Macon Brock Directorship were created by the Brocks. We also have the Joan P. Brock Endowed Student Scholarship and the Joan P. Brock School of Mathematics and Natural Sciences, which is headed by the Kenneth R. Perry Dean. And as I mentioned, we're so proud to have begun the construction over the summer on Brock Commons, the final phase of the improvements to the dining center and a new face to the university quad. That project should be completed in February. Joan served on the President's Advisory Council from 1996 to 1999, the Board of Trustees from 1999 to 2006, and was chair of the Board of Trustees from 2001 to 2004. She is currently Trustee Emerita, a lifetime status. She received an honorary Doctor of Laws degree on behalf of the university in 2010. The strength of Virginia Wesleyan University today can be traced in significant ways to the leadership and support of Joan and Macon Brock. There's not a single area of campus, be it academics, student life, community service, the arts, or athletics, that the Brock family has not significantly improved in some way, thanks to their leadership, generosity, and vision. Joan, today, we honor your significant contributions and service to athletics and recognize that the true scope of that service touches every student, every faculty member, and every staff member, regardless of their athletic affinity. You are a true friend to the university, and we're proud to name you a Virginia Wesleyan University Athletic Hall of Fame inductee. Please join me in congratulating you.
I'm going to bore you for a few minutes because there's a lot of junk there. I'm so pleased to get this honor. I really am. I think the athletic department at Virginia Wesleyan is a lot to be commended for, and really appreciate the association. You know, it's a proven fact that our student athletes are also some of our student academic scholars. And I've asked several of the coaches here today that I've met, this is a very true thing. Our students not only excel on the athletic field, but in the academic classroom. And that is unusual and so wonderful for our schools. And why is that? Why are these athletes also academically gifted? Student athletes understand setting goals. They understand time management. They understand hard work. As many of you know, Scott said, the field over there is named after my father, Kenneth R Perry. I just thought I'd share a few things about KR. He mentioned he got his honorary degree of laws in 2002. I remember the day vividly. My father was here in his black cap and gown. He was emotionally angst about the whole day. The family was here, my brother, my children, my grandchildren. It was a big day in his life, and we all realized that. Why was that? He'd been born on a tobacco farm in North Carolina. He was one of 13 children. When he graduated from high school, and remember high school then only went to the 11th grade, he came to Virginia to find work. He became a barber, cutting men's hair. Remember, those were the days when men got haircuts weekly, not like my grandson who does it about every 6 months. And barber shops were a place of socialization for men. That's where they escaped from their wives and their children. And they would spend an hour getting their hair cut just because of that. And it wasn't making appointments. No, you came and you sat down and you waited your turn. And if you had to sit there for an hour, they didn't care. They were having a good time. So my father worked as a barber for a number of years. And then he saved his money. He worked hard. Then what did he do? He bought the barber shop. Okay, that's pretty good. Working hard. A few years later, goes by, and what does he do? He buys his second barber shop. Cutting hair, hard work, long hours. So taking advantage of several more opportunities that presented themselves, he eventually became a very, very successful businessman. So while he was not a student athlete, he didn't have that opportunity, he demonstrated the same understanding of setting goals, time management, and hard work. So today, I'm so pleased to be associated with the athletic department. I hope we've got more wins on the horizon, coaches, and a special accolade, not to the donors, but to the coaches, because you all are the ones that are making the difference in today's world. You are the ones that are influencing these young people. You are helping molding their lives, and they count on you as a role model. So kudos to you. And one last thought. Go Marlins.
Congratulations again, Joan, and thank you in so many different ways. Tasso, will you join me at the podium? Our next honoree is Tasso Pefiti's class of 1979. He's been an asset to Virginia Wesleyan athletics on and off his chosen field of play for over 45 years. He served on the Virginia Wesleyan Board of Trustees since 2006, and 2 of his 4 children are Virginia Wesleyan University graduates, Ryan, class of 2013, and Andrea, class of 2016. He has supported many aspects of the university, including academic, student life, and intercollegiate athletics. His contributions to Marlin athletics include the scoreboard at Town Bank Arena, as well as the NBA-style renovation of the men's and women's basketball locker rooms, all in the Jane P. Batten Student Center. Pefiti's Pavilion at Birdsong Field, which was dedicated in 2015, is a capstone facility for intercollegiate sports, housing field hockey and men's and women's lacrosse and our intramural sports program. Paffiti's Pavilion features a prominent entryway with ticketing, concessions, and restrooms, offering players and fans a grand, welcoming atmosphere to the competitive playing ground. And now, as I mentioned earlier, the new Taso Paffiti's Soccer Complex, which we're proud of also. As a Virginia Wesleyan student, Tasso earned accolades in tennis, soccer, and basketball. He was the first graduate of the university to become a professional athlete, starting as a point guard for PAOK European basketball in Greece. As a result, he was inducted into the Virginia Wesleyan University Athletic Hall of Fame in 2011 as an athlete. It's an honor to recognize Tasso once again for his outstanding contributions to Virginia Wesleyan athletics. Tasso is the first person to be inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame as both a player and a benefactor. That leaves one more category, as a coach. Tasso, you and your family, you're saying no. Oh, you'd like to offer him up for that. Tasso, you and your family are Marlins through and through. We thank you and are proud to name you as Virginia Wesleyan University's Athletic Hall of Fame inductee in the benefactor category, in addition to as a player. Thank you. Please come over here first.
Okay, President Miller thought of much more to say than I did, and so I have nothing left on my sheet of paper to cover. Hopefully I have some glasses here somewhere. Well, it's an honor to be here. I really appreciate the nomination and the election. I served on the Hall of Fame committee for several years, a few years back. And it's a very difficult process with a lot of well-earned athletes, benefactors, so on, coaches, etc. So I really appreciate having this opportunity to be in front of you today. I want to thank a few people. I want to thank my wife, Dolores, and our ex-president, Billy Greer, as the two of them convinced me to join and become part of the Board of Trustees about 15 or 16 years ago. I have to tell you, it was something I did not want to do. It just doesn't match with my personality to be in a room with a lot of people with coat and ties. I feel more comfortable dressed like all of our coaches. Dolores also has encouraged me and our children, of which we have two of them today here with us, our daughters Andrea and Katrin. As previously mentioned, Andrea is a graduate of Virginia Wesleyan. But Dolores has always encouraged us to give back and to support as many good causes as we can, and I can't think of a better cause to support than Virginia Wesleyan. It's been part of my life, as President Miller said, for over 45 years now. I came here as a student the first day I ever came to campus. I was just blessed to have parents that, without telling me why, they told me I was going to college, and I love sports. So I had to find a school that I could play as many sports in as possible, and I asked my best friend at the time, who went to high school with me at First Colonial, where he was going, and he was going to Virginia Wesleyan. And that's how I chose this fine university. I've been very grateful for all the years being part of this school and all of my experiences here. I want to thank 3 of my coaches. As was previously mentioned, when you play sports, you learn so many things, from accomplishing something, accomplishing goals with teammates, working hard to improve whatever your situation is and to be successful at whatever you're doing. I want to recognize Coach Don Forsythe, who was my basketball coach, and he was a very good coach, but he was a much better man. You hear that about people all the time. It was true about Coach Forsythe. He was a great person. I was blessed, and maybe not because it was so long ago, that means I'm pretty old, to play in the first indoor basketball game on this campus at Cunningham Gymnasium. Maybe it was in 1977, 78, somewhere in there. My first game, home game, was at Norfolk Academy, second one at Granby High School. That's how dated we are. My soccer coach, Lenny Long, was a great teacher and a great person. I learned a lot from him. And I think most life lessons were learned by my tennis coach, Howard Mast, who was a tough man and taught me a lot. He taught me when to work harder, when not to quit, when to do right and wrong. He didn't like me staying up as late as I stayed every night. So another little tidbit I want to share is, when I played soccer here, our home soccer field and all the games I played on, official games against other universities, were right on the grounds we are sitting and standing on right now. This is where our field was. We looked so forward to coming out to it every afternoon and practicing and looking forward to our games, and have great memories of that. I just want to thank everyone again, and I want to say that I hope that Dolores and I are able to continue supporting this fine university for many years to come. Thank you.
Thank you once again to Joan Brock and Tasso Paphites for their generous and unwavering support of the institution and our athletic programs. It truly makes a difference. The coaches and staff category of the Virginia Wesleyan University's Athletic Hall of Fame recognizes inductees for their outstanding service and leadership contributions to the university's intercollegiate athletics program. Joanne, please join me by the podium. Joanne Wren began her career at Virginia Wesleyan University as the head women's tennis coach in 1995, a position she held until 1999. You almost got recruited back these last 2 weeks to coach tennis.
I tried.
She also served Virginia Wesleyan University as the head women's basketball coach from 1997 through 2003. She was appointed as executive director of intercollegiate athletics in 2007, and at the time of her appointment was the first female athletic director at a coeducational institution in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. Under her leadership, the VWU athletics program saw many successes, including all 5 NCAA national championships. And countless athletes who earned All-American honors. She played key roles in the initiatives to expand and improve the institution's athletic programs and facilities, including Birdsong Field, Betty S. Rogers Track and Field Center, Broyles Field at Town Bank Park, and improvements to Kenneth R Perry Field. Joanne retired from Virginia Wesleyan in 2018. At that time, you want me to tell you this? Take some time to tell stories about your first retirement? Okay. At that time, we named the Wren Pond and Reserve in her honor. But it turned out that her first retirement was just a sabbatical. In the spring of 2020, we found ourselves in need of an athletic director in face of so much adversity caused by the pandemic. We didn't know what was going to happen with intercollegiate athletics in the upcoming academic year, but we knew we needed a seasoned veteran to help guide us through. So we convinced Joanne to come back. Actually, that's a bit of a stretch because I think it took 20 or 30 seconds in our conversations. Was it that long? And we're happy to say that she did. Her leadership throughout the 2020 and 2021 academic year was invaluable for our student athletes, their parents, our coaches, and all of us here on campus. Having led VW Athletics through a very tough year, Joanne retired again this past June. Joanne, we thank you for the role you have played in the lives of so many gathered here today, be it as a coach, a mentor, a colleague, or a friend, and we're proud to induct you in the Virginia Wesleyan University Athletic Hall of Fame.
I make him hug. He doesn't like to hug. Thank you, Dr. Miller. When you dig a little bit into successful, effective, and fortunate people's lives, that's what I am, you find they share a lot in common. They share great timing. They've had a little luck along the way. And they have had support from a variety of sources. Joan, Tassos, Brandon, Adam, Jack, congratulations on your induction into the 13th class of the Virginia Wesleyan University's Athletic Hall of Fame. I've had the unique pleasure of working with them all. Joan and Tassos, I've watched Virginia Wesleyan grow because of your hearts and your hands being in the mix. And I want to thank you personally for your positive impact has had on all of us. And guys, I think you're spread out. I can't see you where all you are. But it was wonderful serving as your athletic director and having the opportunity to watch you play and compete so gallantly on the lacrosse fields and the soccer pitch. Many folks think that's what athletics directors do. We watch sports. I had an intern not so long ago, a while back, who when I asked her why she wanted to be an athletic director, she said, "It's easy, coach. You get to watch sports and you get to wear shorts." At the end of her 400 hours with me, she changed her mind about her career choice. I opened this morning suggesting that timing and luck were important in maximizing opportunity for success. But for me, there is no doubt that my alleged success was because of the support and mentoring I was fortunate enough to receive along the way. While way too numerous to mention here, suffice to say that many of you sitting in this room, indirectly or directly, have influenced me, supported me, laughed and cried with me, fussed at me, a lot, gave me a second chance, or two, or shared a cold martini with me. That's important too. My career path was unique, to say the least. I was a Title IX baby, and while I was not allowed to matriculate at UVA because I was a female, I was offered and accepted an athletic grant and aid to play women's basketball at Old Dominion University, having never played high school sports, thanks to the forward thinking and vision of then athletic director Jim Jarrett. Timing, luck, support. But much to the disappointment of Patricia Wren, world's greatest mother, who I promised I would not break any fingers that would prevent me from playing my flute, sprains and dislocations were okay. She had not an athletic bone in her body, but came to every home game with her knitting. And after every home game, the same question was asked of me: how did the team do, honey? Pouring the perfect Earl Grey was more important to her than any sporting event, while my world's greatest father felt like teaching me how to hunt and fish were equally important lifelong skills. Honestly, they might come in handy pretty soon. I opened a pizza delivery business right out of college, fully expecting to drive Domino's Pizza out of business when gas prices were sky high and there was actually a gas shortage. Real smart, right? But we delivered on mopeds and only to the ocean front, and we turned in profit in 4 months. Timing, luck, support. And then I got a call to sub for a friend of mine who was a tennis coach at Norfolk Academy. I'm sorry Schumedine has left, because I was going to roast him a little bit too. I taught him in 2nd grade. Ms. Wise was unable to fulfill her contract due to an illness. What was going to be a 3-month stint turned into 17 years, coaching and teaching some wonderfully driven young people and mentored by a headmaster and an athletic director, 2 men that I love dearly. Timing, luck, support. Once I needed tennis courts to run a conference tournament and walked through the woods to talk to Coach Forsythe. We've heard about him a lot this morning. And asked if I could use Wesleyan's courts to run the tournament. He said, sure, Joanne, but only if you can coach our tennis team in the fall. My coach just quit. It was a part-time gig. I was very, very comfortable at Norfolk Academy, to your surprise. But my parents encouraged me to take that leap of faith. And I did. And I stayed 27 years here, working for 2 great bosses. And I was supported by some extremely hardworking, genuine, and professional men and women who love teaching, coaching, and mentoring young people. The best athletic staff an AD could ever hope for. Timing, luck, support. And who gets an opportunity like I did in the spring of 2020 that Dr. Miller alluded to be able to again once assist where needed during a pandemic? I did. And I count my last 15 months of my career as possibly the most important work I did. Perfect timing for sure. Yes, I was extremely lucky, and my goodness, did I have support. Thank you all, every single one of you in this room, for everything that you do every day to make the lives of young people that you touch better in every way. Thank you, Hall of Fame Committee, for this honor. For it, I will forever be humbled and grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. Some incredible history and powerful words in here this morning. Ms. Brock, thank you for the reminder. I made an appointment for Coach Macedo and I over there at Great Clips down the road in just 12:15, please. Before we go on with the program, and I'll blame this on the Bloody Mary bar, I would be remiss if I didn't recognize softball and basketball great and member of the Athletic Hall of Fame and a member of class of 1986, Amy Woodson. So, Amy, thank you for joining us today. And now, to honor our 3 athletic inductees to the 13th class of the Virginia Wesleyan University Athletic Hall of Fame. Our first inductee up today is John Jack Lingo III. Jack, would you please join Dr. Miller here at the front? Jack is an alumnus from the class of 2001. He played men's lacrosse here from 1998 to 2001. Jack was a key contributor in his 4 years here as a Marlin. Playing the midfield, he is number 8 in career ground balls at 220, number 10 in career faceoffs with 170. He also ranks number 6 in faceoffs won in a season, 124, number 9 in ground balls recorded in a game, 13, and number 10 in ground balls in a season at 92. During his 4 years in a Marlin uniform, he was a 3-year captain and named 2-time ODAC All-Conference honoree, gathering first-team accolades in 2001 and second-team in 2000. In 2001, he was nominated to participate in the United States Intercollegiate Lacrosse Association North-South College All-Star Game. Jack led the South in scoring 3 goals and had 1 assist. Jack is now a realtor with the real estate team at Jack Lingo Realty and the company's Lewis, Delaware office. Jack resides in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware with his wife and family. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Jack Lingo, Virginia Wesleyan University Athletic Hall of Fame 2021 inductee.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for the intro. I was listening to that and thinking, man, I might have the least impressive stats of anyone inducted into the Hall of Fame. A few ground balls. So I want to add a couple that weren't on there. I think over my 4 years, I led the team in unnecessary roughness penalties, which is probably, you could back that up, right? And my senior year, I think I destroyed 4 helmets, which I don't think anyone's ever done. So if you could add that later, that'd be great. Anyway, it's an honor to share this day with all the other inductees. Congratulations to all of you. Before I start thanking people, I'll tell you about unnecessary roughness, and I end up being soft. So, but I just want to tell you a little bit about my athletic journey. Originally, I went to a different college and played a different sport. I played soccer. And after some time playing that sport, I realized it was not the sport for me. Nothing against soccer, it's a great sport, but I wanted to play lacrosse. So I went to the lacrosse coach at this school and said, I'd like to try out for the team. And he said, you can try out, but you probably won't make it. And I'm like, great pep talk, coach. Outstanding. And so, you know, I'm on the fall team for 6 weeks. Time's up, go into his office, and he says, I can't see any reason to keep you on the team, so you are cut. And I remember leaving his office and calling my parents, just saying, I'm gonna drop out of school or I'm gonna transfer and try to get on another lacrosse team somewhere. And luckily my parents were very supportive and they said, how about you try to transfer and find another team? And luckily my brother, who was having an outstanding high school career, was getting looked at by a few schools, and Virginia Wesleyan was one of them. And they scheduled a trip with him to come visit, and my brother asked if I could come along, and the coach was Kyle Hannon. And he said, yeah, bring them on down. And on the way down, I'm thinking, man, I have awful grades. I had a few behavioral issues at school. How am I going to get accepted to this school? And I remember talking to Coach Hannon, and J.P. Stewart was there. He was an assistant at the time, and Trip Heilig, who was an awesome guy, was in the office. And I just said, guys, if you get me in here, I'll give you everything I got. And, you know, I won't let you down. And Kyle Hannon was like, no problem. gave me a second chance, and the rest is history. I gave him everything I had, and got good grades too. But so with that, I need to thank my coaches now, Kyle Hannon for getting me in here and believing in me, JP Stewart and Trip Heilig for being there as well this first years. Shortly after I was here, Bobby Wynn came in and took over for 2 years, and he taught me a lot about what it takes to be a leader, and he's just a great guy. And then Mike Pounds, my senior year, was another great coach. Very lucky to have 3 coaches in 4 years, all outstanding guys that I still keep in touch with today. I know I'm leaving something out. Oh, I gotta thank my parents. Thank my mom and dad for, they couldn't make it today. We had a family emergency, everything is fine. But I wanna thank them for always supporting me, even when I didn't deserve it. And always being there. They never missed a game. I wanna thank my brother for being a great teammate. College is a lot easier when you have a brother next to you the whole time to go through it with. I'd like to thank all of my teammates. I was a part of 4 nationally ranked teams here, and that was just great to be a part of. And I'd like to thank my wife for being here to support me today. And I'm trying to think if I left anybody out. I think that about covers it. Thanks for everybody for being here. It's an honor to be here and to share this with all of you. So thank you very much.
The power of a little place right there. Wow. Our second inductee today is Brandon M. Massey. Brandon, will you please join Dr. Miller here at the front? Brandon is an alumnus from the class of 2011. He played soccer from 2010 to 2014. Brandon is one of the most decorated men's soccer player in the program's 31 seasons. During his 4-year career, he helped the team to a 56, 20, and 9 record while scoring 57 career goals and 30 assists for 144 total points. He is number 1 in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference and Virginia Wesleyan record book for goals scored in a career, 57, and career points collected, 144. He is also number 9 in the ODAC men's soccer records and career assists at 30. Brandon is a 4-time ODAC All-Conference First Team honoree, a 3-time ODAC Player of the Year, and was also ODAC Rookie of the Year during his freshman season. He is the only men's soccer player in ODAC history to be honored with Player of the Year award 3 times. He earned 3rd-team All-American honors in 2007 and was a 4-time NSCAA All-Region honoree. He was named the VASID All-State Player of the Year 3 consecutive years and earned VASID All-State Team honors all 4 seasons. Brandon is an outside sales representative with Empire Molding and lives with his wife Whitney and 3 beautiful daughters in Troy, Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Brandon Massey, Virginia Wesleyan University Athletic Hall of Fame inductee for 2021.
Good morning, everybody. First, I would like to congratulate all of the inductees this year. I would also like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for this honor. I'm very humbled by it, so thank everybody. So I'll just do a quick little story here. When I visited Virginia Wesleyan for my recruiting trip, I met with Sonny Travis and Coach Mike McFarland at the time, and they brought us in, they introduced us to the whole team, and I was able to hang out with all the guys. And what was nice about it was I got to know the team on a personal level. So it was very nice knowing that if I did come to Virginia Wesleyan, I would fit in. It's home. But then I sat down with Coach Travis and Coach McFarland, and me and my dad were in there, and we were talking, and we were getting to know each other on a personal level and where I would fit in the program and what my future would look like if I came here. And Sonny looked at me, Coach Travis, and he said, you probably wouldn't start until your junior year. So I kind of looked at him. I was like, really, my junior year, huh? I said, okay. So after our visit, I went home and I was trying to make a decision on where I would be going to college. And Virginia Wesleyan stood out the most because I'm a beach kid at heart. All the guys on the team, fantastic. Loved hanging out with them. But I think probably the biggest reason was what Coach Travis said to me. And I'm very competitive. So when he looked at me and said, "You won't start to your junior year," I was baffled. I was like, okay, no, this isn't going to happen. So that was a big part, and it was crazy to me. So I want to thank Coach Travis for that motivation of pushing me to come to Virginia Wesleyan. And maybe it was him playing a mind game with me, but which is possible. He was a very brilliant coach. But yeah, so well done on that. But so that's what got me here. And 4 years playing soccer, I wouldn't trade it for the world. This school brought so much into my life, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. But I want to thank Coach Travis, Coach Mike McFarland, and Coach Mills for all the effort and time that you guys put into me, to help succeed in the classroom and on the field. I want to thank all my teammates from 2006 to 2009. Man, that was a while ago. None of this would be possible without them. We had some of the highest highs and some of the lowest lows, and I think that brought us closer together as a team, and it just made us want to keep striving for more. I can go throughout this room on coaches who have helped me: Coach Hoover, Coach Macedo, Coach Bowers, Coach Wren. I could go down the list, and everybody was a part of some of my success, and I want to thank all of you guys for that, so thank you guys. I would like to thank my wife, Whitney. She's been with me since 2007. She's in a Wesleyan grad too. She's actually, her soccer team is inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2006. But she helped me get my priorities in line, and constantly supported me and pushed me to be who I am. She has a lot to do with my accomplishments throughout my whole career, even after college. So I love you, Whitney. Thank you. Lastly, I would like to thank my mom, my dad, and my sister for all the sacrifices they made over the years with travel soccer and much more. They continue to put my athletic career as the #1 priority in all of our family. My sister would come to almost every game, and she wouldn't complain about it. She would be there, support me. My mom, without my mom's loving support, and my dad's his honest and true perspective on my abilities, as well as his support. If a lot of you know me, you know my dad. I would definitely not be here without them. They are a huge part of my success as well. So thank you, and I love you, Mom, Dad, and Kirsten, and thank you all for everything over the years. So thank you guys.
Our final inductee this morning is Adam Nitch. Adam, will you please join Dr. Miller here at the front? Adam is an alumnus from the class of 2012. Adam was a role player for the Marlins as part of the offense for the men's lacrosse team. He is number 5 in career goals at 129, number 7 in career assists at 61, number 5 in career points at 190, and number 2 in career shots, 478. He was a 3-time ODAC All-Conference honoree and landed on the VA SID All-State team twice. In 2012, Adam earned All-American Honorable Mentions honors from the USILA organization and was the first in VW history to be named MVP of the prestigious USILA North-South game for the nation's top senior lacrosse players. Adam is currently the head coach of Alma College men's lacrosse program in Alma, Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Adam Nitch, Virginia Wesleyan University Athletic Hall of Fame inductee for 2021.
Hi, everybody. First, I'd just like to start by congratulating all the other inductees. It's pretty amazing to be a part of this class. You're all amazing people, and I hope I can live up to the standard that you all set. Next, of course, I'd like to thank President Miller and the Hall of Fame Committee for making all this possible. This is really an amazing event, and you know, I can't put words to how I feel about, you know, standing up here today. So the shots record, I will never live that one down with my teammates. But thankfully, Josh Courier came in the year after I graduated and broke that record. So I've never been a man of many words. So I just really would like to take a quick minute to thank all the amazing people who are the reason that I'm standing here today. First, of course, my family. My dad's over there. Made the trip last night. So my dad and my grandma never missed a game. We're from Buffalo, New York, so long trip, so a lot of windshield time there. So thank you, Dad. I appreciate it. Obviously, my coaches, Coach Stewart, what an amazing role model and mentor. Coach Riley as well. You know, without you guys, obviously none of this would be possible. You guys put the pieces of the puzzle together, and you guys put us where we can be successful. So I really appreciate that. And then, last but not least, my teammates, obviously it's a team sport. Obviously I got a lot of the accolades, but none of that's possible without those guys. So, this honor is much theirs as it is mine. So once again, thank you for inducting me with the 13th class of Virginia Wesleyan. It's truly, truly amazing. Thank you.
Adam, great few words, even better mustache. Once more, please join me in congratulating all of our inductees in the 2021 Athletic Hall of Fame.
Each year, the Athletic Hall of Fame Committee has a difficult task, but this is another outstanding group of honorees. Before you leave campus today, please visit the Athletic Hall of Fame installation, which displays the plaques of all our inductees, which is located in the hallway just outside of Town Bank Arena in the Jane P. Batten Student Center. Thank you once again for joining us. The festivities continue throughout the day during Homecoming and Family Weekend. I hope you'll join us for the many upcoming athletic competitions and Marlin's traditions today all around the campus as our festivities continue. A special note, everyone is invited to join us at 2:30 on Marlin Way for a special toast to the 2021 National Championship softball team. Finally, the Athletic Hall of Fame Committee invites your assistance in securing nominations for future class inductions. Nominations may be submitted on the university's website. I hope everyone will make plans to join us again next year. Thank you, and remember, what do we remember? It's a great day to be a Marlin. Thank you, everyone.